Okay, so everybody, this is Maria Boldry. She is at her clinic in Greeley, Colorado. She's going to share all this important information tonight about commissions, points, and legs. She is the expert, so I'm going to mute myself and turn off my video so I can watch and pay attention to, and we'll open it up for questions later. Here she goes. Hi, Maria.
Hi, Gwen. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. This is one of those areas of a multi-level marketing program that always sort of discombobulates everybody. So, who's not on?
Maria, I'm sorry, but you know what? Since you're host, it will not let me mute everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to just go here real quick and make sure I've got everybody muted.
So sorry. Once I gave the control to you, I can't do those things anymore. I just realized.
It's okay. No problem. I'll keep track of it. Okay, so first question is, how do we find our compensation plan? And so, Joanne, thank you for that segue into my first area here of showing people how to get into their back office. So this is an incognito window, that's why it's black. But up here in the address, it says partner.healyworld.net/login. The full address, if you wanted to, would be https://partner.healyworld.net/login. That will bring you to this page. So this
Maria,
page,
sorry, on the screen is your slideshow.
Oh, how come I don't have this on here?
You might have to, it might be the way you're sharing the content. You may have to click another option.
Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, let me do, and I don't even know how to do that one, participant.
I think it's the top one, share your screen, but there's some other ones that will just show one part of your screen and not actually what your computer is doing.
How about that? That works. And then new share. Let's do this other one here.
Oh, that's working.
There we go. Here's that incognito screen. And so here is that address, so you can see it visually now. https://partner.healyworld.net/login. I will say, and this is a PC, this isn't a Mac, so I'm not sure exactly how you clear cookies on Mac, but if you have entered this and gone to someone in your team's back office, or you were in your back office and now you're trying to help someone and get into their back office, when you type this in, the cookies for Healy is really strong. Cookies are just little tags that are saved to the hard drive that revert you back to the website that you were at. So if I wanted to get into, let's say, my mother's back office, but I was just in mine and I don't clear the cookies, it'll just take me back to mine because those cookies are very pronounced. In a PC, this is where you clear the cookies. There's a little padlock here, and then you can just click on cookies, and then you highlight it and you remove. So that's how you clear the cookies. And I don't know, someone will have to show how to do that on a Mac at some point. But anyway, this is how you get to this login screen. So in this login screen, you're going to use your Healy credentials. You're going to use the username that you used when you signed up. Hopefully you saved that information somewhere. If you didn't, you should have received an email that gave you that information. And it is case sensitive. So have that there, and then your password is also the password that you used, and you would click sign in. If you've removed cookies to do this, you're going to have to put your password in a couple of times. So just so you know that. But that's the login screen you go to, and here's the address, https://partner.healyworld.net/login. That is also on our website, atp123.com. I can pull that up in a little bit as well. Okay, so let me go to the other screen. It's this one. That's that same one. Let's go to this one. Okay, so here we are. I've put in the information, and now I'm at the dashboard. So this is what your dashboard looks like. okay? In order to, I mean, we can do a different training on all of the features of the back office, but basically this whole section over here is where you will be focusing on. To get to your compensation plan, which is what we're going over today, you would go to My Tools. You would click on My Tools, and you would go to My Downloads. I'm going to leave this up for just a second in case somebody wants to take a screenshot of this. Again, we'll go over all of these other things at a different time, but we're just going to focus on this right now. So then when you click on My Downloads, it will take you to your PDF section and your downloads. And what I always do first is I go here to Language. Once it fills, I go to Language and I click English. And then here is all of, I mean, you can scroll, but then in this download category, I can go right here, compensation plan. And that will bring up the US version, and then I can download it. I have already done that, so I won't do it now, but this is where you go. I'll leave that there for a second so you can take a screenshot. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the compensation plan. And again, I have here, you can take a screenshot of this. Healy Compensation Plan is found in your back office. Once you're there, you go to My Tools, then My Documents, and then you find the English version of the compensation plan. So Healy is a binary system. A binary system is, I think, the most amazing compensation plan out there. It's the only one that I've been successful in personally. I believe it's because of the emotional and mental connection to that we're doing this as a team. There are a lot of compensation plans where you're sort of set out there to create your own thing. And that does work, but when you have some team effort, it's always so helpful. And so this is what Healy has done. They have put together a piece of equipment that is being highly sought after and will be for quite some time because of the upgrades and everything that they'll continue to do. The most recent app they said they're gonna bring forward is anti-aging. Who doesn't need that? And so we're gonna have this amazing tool plus an amazing compensation plan. The binary system is we have two legs, and I'll show you pictures of that in a moment. But at a glance, we have 6 different ways to get paid. We're going to talk about these top 3 today. The mobility, rank achievement bonus, and leadership bonus can be discussed on another call. We'll go over them briefly, but really I want to focus on the direct bonus, the dual bonus, and the matching bonus, and what's significant about each one of them, and to try to help people decipher what's going on in their back office because it is a little confusing. So, direct bonus. Now again, these screens, there's a lot of information, so don't freak out on me. Just, we're gonna go really slow, and I'm gonna be really, just down here at the very bottom, you see there's screen numbers. So if you just have a question on something we're doing, go ahead and just remember which slide it is, and then write your question out, and then when we do question and answer, we can hopefully go back to the slides so that we can get more clarity. So the direct bonus means that you get paid commission off of a sale. And this particular layout here is, it's unfortunate that they put it all to the side because that's not how our program looks, but this is what the compensation manual in the back office has. And really what they're trying to show is all of the different levels of Healy and what the points are and how you get paid. So when somebody comes into your organization, and right now I'm just talking about members, I'm not talking about customers, but right now if somebody wants to come in and become a member, you would directly sponsor someone. And it doesn't matter where they're at in your binary system, they can be 100 levels deep. They're still your personal sponsor. So when you make a sale to them, when they go into their back office and they purchase their first Healy or their watch or whatever they're purchasing, you will receive commission on that. Now, if you look down here at the Healy Gold, there's 4 different levels of the Healy device. The only difference is that the Healy Gold doesn't have quite as many apps available to it or programs available to it as the Healy Holistic Health. The Healy Holistic Health doesn't have quite as many programs available to it as the Holistic Health Plus. And the Holistic Health Plus does not have quite as much versatility as the Healy Resonance. I wish they would have put the watch here, but we'll talk about the watch. So the only difference between all of these is just the number of programs available and how the device functions, but the device is the same. The hardware is exactly the same for every single level. So when you get your Healy, it's going to be the same package as if you bought a Gold and your sister-in-law bought a Resonance. The boxes are going to look the same. What comes in the box is exactly the same. The hardware is the same. So the difference again is the number of apps or programs that got purchased with the device you chose. So the Healy Gold has the least amount of apps available to it, even though it's a powerhouse in itself. Do not underestimate the Healy Gold and what it has to offer. So because it has the least amount of programs available to it, it is less expensive and it has a lower point value. So each of these devices or each of these levels, additions, they each have a let me see if this next one I show, I show the prices for each one. And you can see they're different. The watch, if it were over here, would be $506 and it would be 350 PV. That will be shown up on another screen, so you don't have to worry about, that'll be covered. And so the Healy Gold, being that it has the least amount of programs, it's $470 retail, but we don't necessarily get commission on the retail of that purchase. We get paid on the point value that is associated with it. So even though it's $470, the point value associated with Gold is 250 points. The Healy Holistic Health, even though it's $942, it has associated with it 500 PV, point volume. The Healy Holistic Health Plus, more apps, it's a little bit more expensive, has a point volume attached to it of 750. The Healy Resonance, that's its price, $23.57. Its point value is $12.50. So this is what we get paid on, is these points. So those are the ones that you kind of want to look at. It's nice that the numbers are there, but really it's the point volume. So what they did was they created if you look up here into this little graph up here, what they did is if somebody buys a Gold, because that has a lesser amount of programs and it's a lesser amount of money, they've attached a little bit lesser amount of percentage that we get paid on it. So the percentage we get paid on that point volume for the Gold is 30%, the Holistic Health 33%, the Holistic Health Plus 36%, and the Resonance 40%, the watch 30%. So if you look, let's go back to that other screen. If these are the numbers that really make sense when you're looking at the commission. If you take 30% of 250 PV, you get $75. That is the commission that you make on a Healy Gold purchase in your downline. If somebody purchases a holistic health version, you get paid 33% of 500 point value, which is $165 to you. And the Holistic Health Plus, more programs available, higher PV, you get 30%, 36% of 750 is $270 coming to you. And the Resonance has a point value of $12.50. We get 40% of that, how generous, which gives us a $500 commission coming to us. So those are the point values. The watch, if it were over here, would be 350 PV. That's the DNSC bundle. So that's the whole bundle with the digital nutrition. That one we'd get 30% on. This up here would be $105. So anytime somebody buys a watch bundle, we would make $105. Okay, so all of these commissions, this is your direct commission, your direct bonus on these sales. They all get paid weekly. However, there is a refund time frame. So we have to take into consideration that the company doesn't want to pay you $500 until the return, the amount of return policy, they call it a cooling off period, a 14-day return time frame has expired, because they don't want to pay you $500 and then have to ask for it back because somebody returned their device. So you won't get paid next Wednesday for a sale today. It will take about, it's about a 3-week process right now of getting that. So just know, if you don't see it in your back office right away, you're gonna get it. It's just that it's it takes a little bit of time, and we have to do this 14-day cooling off period. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so again, here are the prices. I don't know if you want to take a screenshot, so I'll just sit there for a second so you can see all of that. I know this is there isn't really an easy way to display all of this and explain it, so hopefully this is coming across okay. Okay, this is the way our binary system is set up. This is the way a binary system in general is set up, is that you have one leg to your left and one leg to your right. You have one person on each side that starts that leg. And the beauty of what Healy has put together is that they are a hybrid binary, meaning that some binary systems, this is your first leg, or this is your first level, and this is your first level. And then this is your second level, and so on. But what Healy has done has made it that this is your first level, but then maybe this person brought in this person, and maybe you sponsored somebody down here. That person is still your first level. It's almost like they're sitting up here. And that will make a difference when it comes to the matching bonus that we'll talk about. So this is how our setup is. We have 2 different legs. We will talk about the legs later, so don't worry about that. Hang on. I got somebody unmuted. Can't find them.
I think it was me. Sorry.
That's okay. Thanks, Marta. Okay. All right. Okay. So here we are back at, I'm trying to get my stuff out of the way. There we go. Okay. So here's our binary system. So in that direct, let's go back to that direct bonus where we get the commissions. Okay. And down below here, I've put that this person bought a resonance. Let's say you brought this person and they bought a resonance, and this person bought a holistic health, this person bought a gold, this person bought a watch, okay? Let's say you only sponsored this person and this person. And if we go back one screen, we can see on that resonance, what are we gonna get on that? We're gonna get $500 on that one because it had a point volume of 1250, okay? On the gold, we're going to receive a $75 commission because there's 250 PV. Could everybody just make sure they're muted? Thank you. Okay, so I think we got it. Okay, so when it comes time for a payout, you're going to receive 500 from this person and 75 from this person. Now, this is where it gets confusing because we have a dual bonus. So that's the direct bonus. That's the direct commission you get. And then there's also the dual bonus. And that comes from the group volume of points that accumulate through the month. So the dual bonus is paid on each leg, and it's paid only once a month on the 15th. And it's paid off of the entire point volume accumulated from the previous month. So right now, we are in August. We will all get, if we have active legs on both sides and active points on both of our legs, we will get paid a percentage of one of those legs, the shortest leg, okay? And we'll get paid for July. So we're in August. Right now, they're figuring up all of the bonuses for July. We already got paid for July. We got paid for June and July. So again, you're basically a month behind in that. So this bonus gets paid monthly. The direct bonus we just talked about, the commissions, gets paid weekly after the 14-day refund cooling off period. Okay, hopefully that makes a difference. So you can, in your brain, you're getting one weekly and you're getting the other one once a month. Okay, so when we come back here, we're looking at all the points that might be, all the points that might be accumulated through the month here. That's where we're going to accumulate and get paid on for that dual bonus. So here's their example. They have this person and they've developed a team on their right, and through the course of the month, they have sold enough to acquire 7,000 points. So if you take 7,000 divided by 1250, that's only 5 resonances. Okay, so very easy to do. This side, a 10,000 point volume in that same month. So obviously there were some people working over here. We'll talk about spill and why you get that. So what they do at the end of the month is they look at this whole entire team and they decide which leg has the least amount of points. In this scenario, the right team has 7,000 points and the left team has 10,000 points, okay? And what they're gonna do is they're gonna say, okay, this person has 7,000 on their weaker leg, but we've paid them, and let me go back a couple of slides, we've paid them a commission or a direct bonus that has, let's say they've paid out 500 to you, or let's say, maybe make it even for my brain, let's say 800, they paid you $800 in commission. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna take that 7,000 point volume and they're gonna subtract the $800 that they already paid you, okay, which then leaves you with the difference. So in this one, they're not taking into account the direct bonus they already paid you. So I want you to know that that is part of it. You don't get paid that 15% on this unless you had no personal sales. As we move along month to month and those teams are building without our own personal sales, then there will come a time where those of us that have been in for a while are getting paid just on the team volume, not our personal. We're not getting any direct, although I highly encourage everybody to consistently seek out people who need the Healy, because that's what we're in this for. Okay, so back to this team. They're going to take the 7,000 and they're going to take that 7,000 and subtract it from this leg. They're also going to subtract it from this leg. So they take 7,000 points off of each one and they leave you with a surplus of 3,000 PV that will be on this left leg, because that's the difference, for the next month. Now this is so awesome because a lot of binary systems, or just multi-level in general, as soon as you reach a certain volume that they're subtracting and paying you on, they will wipe out everything and you'll go back to 0 at the top on both legs. Healy doesn't do that. Healy doesn't wash. That's called a wash, when they pay you and they take you back to 0 on both legs. Healy doesn't do that. Any surplus that's left over, they allow you to save it for the next month. So this is awesome mentally and emotionally because you have a starting point. You're not starting at 0 every single month. You actually, with this particular example, this person would start out with 3,000 on the next month. So guess where they have to work? Their right leg. It just kind of shows them that they need to find somebody to put on their right leg so they can start building their PV again. You're always going to have a leg that's longer. I don't know if it's even possible. You'd be like winning the lottery 5 times in a row to be able to get, the same amount of points on both legs. So you're always going to have a leg that's longer that you're kind of chasing. In my world, that's okay, unless it's extreme, because then you're just missing out on money right now. So you're always going to have one that's a little bit longer, and that's just okay. In this example, kind of the same thing. This left leg at the end of the month had 5,000 point volume, and this team had 15,000 point volume, okay? So they're going to look at the weaker leg. They're going to subtract the direct commission that may have already been paid, because they're not going to pay twice, which would be even more generous of them. And they're going to subtract, they'll pay you the 15% on what's left over, and they will subtract 5,000 from this leg, taking it to 0. They would subtract 5,000 points from this right team, which would leave a surplus of 10,000 PV. So in your world right now, starting one of your teams with a $10,000 or 10,000 PV on one side would be very encouraging. So that's the example of that. Again, this bonus gets paid on the 15th of the month from the PV accumulated from the previous month. Hopefully that makes sense. And we're going to get deeper. We're going to dive deeper into taking the direct bonus out. Here's an example though, just for monetary. And again, these are just examples. You may or may not make this, or you may make more. This is just representation for us right now off of the compensation plan numbers, is that if they did pay $7,000 without taking any direct commissions out and they paid you 15% on that, that would be $1,050 that you would have coming at you on the 15th of the following month. In the example 2 here, $5,000 times 15% is $750. Now, again, this is they're not taking into account in this scenario minus the direct bonus. Okay, so we're going to dig a little deeper into that. Hopefully this is making sense. If anybody has any questions at this point on the screens that we just went through, feel free to unmute and just ask, because this is a lot of information right here. Are we all pretty good? Okay.
I do have a quick question because I ended up watching the UK compensation thing. But so if you were to go back up, did you say it pays on each leg, even though I thought it was that they just chose one side or the other to pay on? So maybe I'm confused.
Nope, you're not. That they choose the shortest leg and they pay you on that, but they also subtract that same amount from the other leg.
And then they pay on the other side as well.
They call it that the shortest leg is basically the payout. So if they paid on both legs, it would be 14,000 PV, but they pay on the shortest leg. So they will pay 7,000 on the shortest leg. They will subtract that same amount from the other leg. Okay. And I mean, this is how a company stays in business, because if they were to pay on every single point that came through, we wouldn't have a company that had sustainability. So what they do is they take that 7,000, in this example, take 7,000 from the one leg, they subtract it from the other, leave the surplus, and you only get paid that 15% on the volume of your shortest or your weakest leg. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense to me, but does it say, it says example 1 or example 2? Okay, I'm seeing them as 2 different legs for me. They're just 2 different examples. I got it.
2 different examples, yeah. Example 1 and example 2. Yeah.
I got it.
Okay,
Can
I have a question
Can I ask
about
a question?
weekly cap.
The weekly cap we're going to cover at a different time, because there's some discrepancy on it, and I don't know well enough what it is. I know that this was initially that the weekly cap was 20,000. I think that has potentially changed, but I'm not.
Why is it on the monthly page? Why is a weekly put on a monthly page?
There's a weekly cap. Don't know why they did that. Yeah, great question. Okay, somebody else had a question?
Yes, I did. Brenda Bicknell.
Hi, Brenda.
Wendy, when I'm not familiar with the binary, okay? I've never worked this. So when we bring somebody in, where do we need to place them? I'm not even sure if I even understand that. I know that we're supposed.
Yeah, that's going to be on a different call. We are going to be doing a business building binary training very, very soon. That might be a better call for you to be on from the standpoint of just understanding the bringing people in and where do you place people. This one is specifically on the compensation. So if you just want to listen and glean, that would be great. Some of it may be a little elusive to you because of that. So.
Maria,
So
I did announce that tonight we're going to talk about legs, but just for those listening, we've already, at the beginning of the call, we said we're going to need a part 2 because it's too much to go over in one call. And if we have time at the end of the call, we'll try to get into the basics of it. But if not, we were already shooting for next week to do the same, like part 2, Tuesday, same time.
Yeah, I'm already working on the PowerPoint for that one. Okay, and hopefully Brenda, that'll help you on that one. So this may seem a little confusing to you, but if you want to continue to listen when we do the call next week or whenever we get that one together, it may, all the pieces of
Thank
it may
you.
come together. You bet.
I understand. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so on this one, on this slide, they do take into account that direct commission cycle. So I just wanted to show you again, we're looking at that same example, example 1 and example 2, where we had the 7,000 PV as the weaker leg on one, the 5,000 PV on the weaker leg on the other example. And what they've done then is they take out the, let's say that this person got 870 in the direct. Thinking this should say dual, but down here, if you have 7,000 here and they, oh, I see what they're doing. They took out the direct, oh, sorry about that. They took out the direct commission that this person earned, which leaves you with the 5,800, and then this would leave the 870. So this actually should be dollars here. That's what was confusing to me. That's not 870 PV. That should be actually the commission that that person makes. Okay, the same on this one for this example. If this person, the weaker leg, had 5,000 points and they had a direct commission already paid of 240, that would leave the remainder of 4760 in PV, and that would be $714. And let me make sure that that is times 15%. Yeah, $714. So this is a misleading slide from in their particular one. They may have changed that already. Instead of PV, it should say $signs, and I'm sorry I didn't catch that in the screen. Okay, so moving forward, and we're going to be moving into, it's even a more confusing screen, but we're going to get into that. So, okay, so here you are. Again, this is binary, and I have this here because I want to keep reminding you that this is what your downline looks like, even when we go to a slide like this where you have everything across the board. They just do this so that they can show you all of your personally sponsored sales. But those personally sponsored sales could be way, way, way down in your binary system, okay? So don't let this screen confuse you about this. We are still talking about this type of a setup, okay? So again, we're going to move into a little bit more deeper of what we just discussed, but since people learn differently, I wanted to make sure I had several different ways to show it. So this is going to be great for the linear brain. For those of you who are a little more creative, it might be a little risky here, but we're gonna go for it. Okay, so here's you, and let's say you've made these sales, okay, and those could be equated to these sales, and that's pretty much what I've done. Is I've taken these sales and I've put them here so that you could see your personally sponsored people. Okay, so the resonance, again, we're just going to go through this one more time just so people get it. The resonance has a point value of 1,250. And remember, we get paid, it's down here in the chart down here, we get paid 40% on that PV, which gives us that $500 commission. Okay, now they're not paying us on the entire, I mean, they're not paying us on the entire point value. So how you find your remaining point value for each sale is you take the original PV, which is the 1,250, minus the direct commission, which was 500. So you have 1,250 minus 500 leaves you with the remaining PV of 750. Okay. So I'm going to go back here. This person bought a resonance, okay? The point value for this resonance was 1,250 points. So you've got 1,250 points here. And they just paid you 500 commission because the 14 days has elapsed. He has his resonance. He's very happy. He's doing his scans. And they paid you $500 for sharing the resonance with him. There's that 1,250 points. And then subtract your commission. Remember the dual leg, you're subtracting the commission. And that leaves you with the 750. So of that 750, remember when we go back up here, they're paying you 15% of the volume minus the commissionable sales. So going back to this, 1,250 points minus the 500 commission that they paid you leaves you with 750. So you can just pretend, and I should have put it here, that there's 750 points here, because that's what you'll get paid in the 15% of the dual leg bonus. So here I have 750 points times 15% is an additional $112.50. So not only did you get paid the commission from the sale, but the remaining points, they also pay you 15% on that in the dual leg monthly payout, which gives you $112.50 for every residence that you personally sell to someone. Okay, going to the gold, there's 250 points. And if we look down here, we get paid 30% commission on those 250 points, which equals that $75 payout. Okay, so now in order to find the remaining point value, we take the 250 points minus the commission, which leaves us 170 point value for the dual leg bonus one-time payout per month. And then in that particular sale with a gold, then you will also get $26.25 additionally on top of the $75. You just get paid these weekly, you get paid these monthly. Okay, let's go through another one. Holistic Health Plus has 750 points. And if we go down here, we know that we get paid 36% of the 750, which is $270. If we take that PV minus the commission that we just got paid, that leaves us with 480 remaining points for the dual leg bonus, which they pay us 15% on, which equals $72. Hopefully this is starting to make sense. We're going to go through the gold again, 250. We get 30% on it, which gives us our commission of 75. We take that 250 points, we subtract the 75, it leaves us with 175 PV. They pay us 15. And then that dual leg bonus paid out once a month, we get $26.25. Okay, so if we go through all of those, all of these numbers, all of these amounts get paid in the dual leg once a month, which if all of this did get paid, if we were eligible for all of these sales, then we would get that in addition in the next month on the 15th. Now, what I mean is if we are eligible for all of these is if all of these points were on one leg and you had similar points on the other leg. Remember, we have to stay equal here, and we have to stay equal here and here in order to get paid that amount. So that's what I meant when I said eligible. If all of those sales happened here and similar sales happened here to get the same point volume, then we would get paid that total. But this is just an example of how you get direct commissions and how the dual leg bonus is calculated. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And again, just highlighted in red, these are numbers for demonstration purposes only. This is not a guarantee. Your actual commission is going to be completely different depending on your personal sales. It could be a lot less and it could be so a lot more. So just know that this is just an example. This is not a guarantee. This is just trying to plug numbers in. So when you're looking at your residence, and you'll know that if you sell a residence to someone, they become a member, you're going to get a $500 commission. And then also you're going to get some residual on the points that are left over in the dual leg because those points are adding to that. Okay. All right, so we have been going back and forth a little bit today because we're trying to get specifics on the subscriptions, the upgrades, and the apps. So what I've put out here is, again, there's this great little, shows you right here what you're getting. Tammy made a really good point that in the back office and everywhere it says that the DNSC bundle, that's the watch bundle, it shows that it's $617, but when you go to pay for it, it's $506 before tax. So we should all be getting a watch bundle at that price. And then the upgrades, if you go from one to the other, there is a point volume attached to that, which then adds to the point volume of the leg of whoever upgraded. So if that person upgraded and it was on your right leg and they upgraded from a gold to a resonance, there's 1,000 points that gets put over on that leg. Same with the subscriptions. Wherever that subscription lies, the point volume, it's monthly and it just gets added. Same with the program pages. If somebody buys a gold and they decide they want to get the fitness, 45 points will be added to the leg of wherever that person is in the matrix. Okay. Okay. We'll answer whatever questions, but I'm going to really quickly go over the matching bonus. So the matching bonus, you start as a builder. A builder is when you have you've personally sponsored someone on your left leg and personally sponsored someone on your right leg, and they've both purchased and they've both brought people in. So we're looking at building. We're building a team. We want to start bringing people in and building. When that happens, you actually get a percentage of the dual leg bonus that they receive. So in this one, it should have a percent after it, but it's 10%. So if we go here, you can look at, here's you, and you brought in Joe, and Joe started building a business. Well, let's say that he received $165, or let's go big. Let's say he received $10,000 in his dual bonus. That means that he got paid that after his direct commissions, right? 10,000. You get 10% of that. So they would actually pay you a $1,000 bonus because you brought Joe in, and Joe is a dynamo and they're excited for that. So they're going to pay you some extra money. So in that matching bonus, every level that you advance, and you can find that in your compensation plan. I'm not going to go over all of those right now because they are involved, but you can go and read them, and now you know where to find it. As you come up in ranks, you will get paid on the different levels. So this level, L2, this level is somebody that you have not personally sponsored, okay? This person is somebody that is building an organization, but you didn't personally sponsor them. Someone else in your team did. But when you reach team leader, guess what? Not only do you get 10% of the dual leg bonus check that your personally sponsored people get, but you also get 3% of the builders, whatever they get for their dual leg bonus on the people that they brought in. And as you go higher and higher, you get to retrieve more of those bonuses as people get their dual leg bonus checks. This is just called the matching bonus. It's just another way that this company pays that entices us to keep sharing the Healy like we would have to have enticement anyway, because Healy is so fun to share. So that's how the matching bonus works. So this person could have gotten paid a check, and if you brought this person in and they started building a business, they could have gotten a dual leg check, and you may get $50 off of this check, and you may get $45 off of this leg, or maybe $4,500 off of this check, and $3,000 off of this check as we get bigger and bigger. So I like to put big numbers in because I don't want to keep us really small. I want us to think big. Okay, so that's how the matching bonus works. The mobility bonus is when they start paying you for your transportation expenses, and that happens when you reach a manager level. You have to reach that manager level 2 months in a row, and then they start paying you, and they pay you all the way up. Again, that's something that we can look into later, but that's pretty self-explanatory. And then the rank advancements. So when you reach team leader, this is euros, but you get a bonus when you reach senior team leader. Again, this is all in your compensation plan in the back office, so you can look and see what each rank requires that you do and be, so that you can get these bonus checks. Okay. All right, the leadership bonus. That's when you get 1% of the worldwide point volume. Can you even fathom what that might look like? But here we are in the beginning stages of a multi-billion-dollar company, and we are all at ground floor, basement floor opportunity to start building and sharing and building and sharing. And as the word gets out that Healy is out there, you're going to have people recognizing that they've seen you on Facebook saying something, or that you sent them an email a while ago. Keep planting seeds, plant all the seeds you can, because pretty soon Healy is going to be known a lot more, and hopefully those people will remember that you were the first one to share it with them. So this leadership bonus could be very, very fun. Okay, so now let's talk about legs briefly. I'm going to go into really in depth on how that there is absolutely no position in this matrix that is a bad place to be. There just isn't. It may seem like it, even looking like this, you know, this person may be hanging out there, or this person may be hanging out there, or wherever, but really every single position in a binary matrix is 100% usable. So in part 2, where we do the business building for binary, I'm going to go into detail on how you do this, either at a slow pace or a fast pace, but where every single spot will be advantageous for anybody. But just for the overall, we're looking at, because there's some people who have people in their holding tanks and they don't know where to place them. So I just want to give sort of an overview. Okay, so this is what our binary looks like. This is you. So this is the top of your matrix, and you have a left leg and you have a right leg. It is important for you to know where your sponsor is. Is your sponsor on your right leg, or is your sponsor on your left leg above you? Where are you? If you don't know, then you need to contact your sponsor and say, did you put me on your right or your left leg? And that's important because whatever leg your sponsor is on and wherever they put you, that becomes your team leg. And when we go into the business building, when we do this part 2, that is really important. That's the verbiage that you want to start gleaning, because that's going to be important for the people that you're bringing in. So wherever you are, find out where your sponsor is. Are they to your right or to your left? Because in this scenario, the sponsor being up here, this is your team leg, okay? If your sponsor's here, this is your team leg. What it really means is that your sponsor can only place people, well, let's say this one, because it kind of has a leg here. Your sponsor has another leg out here as well. And that person can only put people clear down here on the outside left, or clear down here on the outside right. Your sponsor cannot place anybody under this person for you. Your sponsor cannot fill that spot for you, okay? But spill is when your sponsor places somebody and brings somebody in, and guess where they have to put them? Clear down on your left side, or clear down on their right side. So on that scenario, if you're on this scenario, the sponsor can place somebody clear down below here, which adds to, again, remember the point volume, everybody's accumulating points here that you get paid 15% on. You get paid on everybody's points, not just your own. We'll go into that more in depth as well in part 2, but you get paid on your whole team effort, and you might have only brought in this person, and this person, and everybody else started building from there. This person may have sponsored this person. Your sponsor may have sponsored this person. So all of those points are generated for you. Your other leg is called your personal leg. Now, it should be called a personal team leg because you become the sponsor for this person. This person, it's her team leg because you can put somebody here or somebody clear down here. You are creating spill for her, okay? You also can create spill for this side, but this is your team leg because you have the potential of getting spill from above you. So when you're bringing somebody in, what I like to do is I like to make sure that I have somebody on the team leg that is going to be a business builder, somebody who understands multi-level, somebody who understands the product, they get it, they know, they're excited about it, they want to use it, and that they also have a following, or they have the potential to really go out and pitch it. You know, you have friends that they can, you know, sell the steam off a muffin, you know, and that's the person you want to, you know, you want to find a couple of people to put on your team leg, because since your sponsor can't put anybody down here on this leg, they can only put it on this leg. You want to be able to focus a lot more on being the team leader or the sponsor for all of these people. So what I always recommend is bringing in a couple of people that are, you know, for your first 2 lines, if they haven't already been placed for you, but bring somebody in on this team leg or if we're doing this one, on your team leg, wherever you are situated, that you don't have to handhold a lot. Somebody who wants to dig in and learn the information, and you'll aside from the learning curve of Healy, you won't have to do a lot of hand holding for that person. Like, I wouldn't put, I hope there aren't any Marthas on the team. You don't put your Aunt Martha on this side because she might need some really significant help. And if you needed to help her with placements, you could, but you don't want to do that on the team leg. You want to have at least one leg in your organization that you don't have to babysit too much. Because since this team leg, we'll just use this as an example, since this is a team leg here, then that means that if we teach everybody to put a couple of people on this team leg that are team builders, guess what happens to this leg? It just continues to grow and grow and grow, and you don't have to worry about it so much. You can really focus on helping your personal team and what they need from you, and you can put people here. Now, for all of us, there will come a point where we go into our back office and we see that, let's go here. Let's go to screen share. Which one was it? They both are black on my end. Let's go back to the dashboard if it'll let me. Okay, so here, this person has 1738 points on one and nothing on the other. So where should this person put their next person? I'm going to go here to the binary. Okay, this person should start putting people over here. Okay, here and then building out. This person's already started some good progress here. Okay. And so that's sort of the rule of thumb on that one, is you want to put, let me do this new share back over here again. Share, back down here. Okay, so if you're here and you're just starting out, and let's say your sponsor's up here, and you have some people to place, and let's say they're a go-getter and the other one might be a relative, then I would put the go-getter here on your team leg first, and then start putting your other people on the left leg. Vice versa. If we go through, let me hit back because, and the same with this. If you are here and you have a couple people to place, and one of them is a go-getter, then put them over here on your team leg to start out with, and then start stacking people here so that they can all help one another and that you're helping. Hopefully that answers some of those questions. Really, I kind of like to look at each person and sort of determine, where they would be best, because they are going to have to build their team. You are responsible for your team, for your business leg. The team leg will help, but you are responsible for your personal leg. So, again, we'll get into that even more in depth and show you why every single one of these places is a perfect opportunity to build in the part 2 that we do. So I think now, Gwen, if we can open this up to some questions, we're coming up on an hour. And
Okay, Maria, let me just, why don't we stay on your screen in case you need to show something, and then I'll show my thing at the very end. But
okay.
There's about 5 questions that I've acquired from the chat. If I can just ask these. One question, just so everybody knows, this gets asked all the time. Every single call that Maria and I do is recorded. And if you're on my email list, it automatically goes out within like 48 hours. Sometimes I don't get to it right away, but definitely within a day or two. If you're on this call because someone else invited you and you want to get on our email list, we do about 1 or 2 Zoom calls a week. This week will be 2, next week will be 2. Most weeks has been 2 lately. So if you want that, send an email to my email. I'll put it on the chat as well. It's Gwen, Gwen, at GF, like my last name, IA.net. So Gwen at GF, like Frank, IA.net. And if you're already on my list, you don't need to send me another email because you might get on there twice. Okay, so the first other question is, for people that want to sell in other countries, I have a partial answer, but the question specifically was sales in the UK. I want to say that I've had a few sales in countries that I've had to ship to, because if you place the order in the US, Healy's only going to send the order to the US. They're not going to ship internationally for you. So I really don't know the answer to the question of the UK, because they're obviously in Europe already. Maria, do you know how someone would place an order for someone in Europe if someone has a friend in Europe?
Okay, and I am unfamiliar at the moment. Is UK open? I thought it was.
Okay, I'll jump in here. I have a person in the UK and she ordered hers and got it like in less than 10 days because it's coming from Germany. So it was
Awesome.
quick and efficient. Okay. So
Yeah, but my question, wait. My question though is, did you place the order for her in the back office in the US, or how did you place the order?
she placed the order in her back office.
So Gwen, this
Yes.
is Vanessa. I have someone who just signed up and she is like killing it internationally. I mean, like at least 5 or 6 different countries that I know of. And she's signing them up in our, in her back office, and it just gets shipped to the country. Some countries have a little bit different way of shipping. I think Hong Kong or Taiwan was one of them. And we just check with our upline with that. But yeah, if they sign up under us, it will go to whatever country as long as it's open. If it's Canada, obviously Canada, they can sign up and they can sell in countries that are open, but we cannot, Healy cannot deliver into Canada.
So
Okay,
I
well,
was,
I have an update about that myself. So I have some customers in Canada and Mexico, and one of them, I think she's on the call today. She's in Mexico. She was able to set up actually the iPayout. So even though they won't ship to Canada and Mexico, she was able to set up an iPayout account, and she talked to someone with iPayout, and they can pay via check.
Yes. And actually there are ways to get them into the country. If anybody's interested in that, then I'd rather do it, as a private discussion. But yes, they can definitely sell to countries that are open.
so
And-
I'm the person who has the friend in the UK who's interested. So she goes to, if I would sign her up in my back office under me and she purchases something, I will get commission in the US and they will send
Yes.
it to her in the UK. Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, next question is, Maria, this one's for you. Is the dual bonus applicable to personal sponsor sales?
The dual bonds, yeah, the dual bonus is applicable to all sales within your entire organization.
So your
Not only-
sales and your team sales.
Your sales and your team sales. The dual leg bonus is just different for your sales because they remove the direct commission that they've already paid you. So let me go back here to,
And you actually have to have sales on both legs in order to receive that bonus, right?
that's, yes, you
Bummer.
can't.
Okay, I
Well,
wish I had
if
known
you
that.
have if you have 0 points on one leg, they're going to pay you the shorter volume, which is 0.
But so if I have someone who, so like July, I sold something to, I sold one person, they bought a resonance, and then she purchased some other additional devices, but I had no purchases on my other leg. I won't get the bonus, correct?
You won't get the dual leg for that because if you look at the screen, and that's a
Yeah.
perfect example, you sold this here, but if you don't have anybody over here, guess what's over here? A big 0. What
Right.
they'll pay you on the shortest leg or the weakest
Okay.
leg, which is 0
Okay.
at this point. Yeah.
Thank you.
But
Okay.
you know what? The cool thing is all of those points are waiting for you. Since they
Oh.
don't do a wash or anything, though that 1,250 points that she purchased on the resonance or more, if she bought more, that's waiting for you when you finally
Okay.
start working this. Yes, so those
That's
points
awesome.
are
You don't lose it. Okay. That's
So
even
you didn't lose
nicer.
anything.
Thank
It
you.
just
Don't
carries
lose it.
over.
Yeah.
Okay, Maria, the next question is, do you get direct sale bonus on upgrades and, I'm added, do you get points? So if someone upgrades a unit, do you get
Yeah.
bonus?
So if somebody upgrades their units, you get these the point value of that upgrade goes to whichever leg that person was on. So if you had somebody on your right leg that purchased a gold and they wanted to upgrade it to a holistic health then you would get an additional 250 points on that right leg. It would just automatically be there waiting for you because they upgraded. If they upgraded, to an HR, then you get 1,000 points waiting over there for you. If they're on your left leg, those points go to your left leg.
Okay. So hopefully that if that answered the question, hopefully it did. Okay. There's a question, and this is a good one, about advertising on Facebook and Instagram. And so I want to say what I think the answer is, and then y'all correct me if I'm wrong. What you can't do is use Healy on the name of the Facebook group or your Instagram page. So you can have your personal Facebook page or your business Facebook page, and you can put something up about Healy, like a link or a video or something like that. But you should not include testimonies that aren't related to pain, fibromyalgia, and sleep. And you can't use the Healy name in the name of your site. So it can't be Healy Facebook page or, Gwen's Healy Facebook page. Is that correct, Maria?
I would say that that's what they've been saying. That's what I've been hearing. But you can say things like, I slept so great last night. Ask me how. And you can do leading questions like that. You don't have to use the Healy name. You don't have to, put anything from different Healy Facebook pages that we might have access to right now. You can be very, just put in a leading question, plant a seed for someone.
Well, what I was thinking about that, because I think there's lots of ways to be creative. Couldn't I say, man, I slept great last night. I love my Healy, and then put a link to Healy, like information about Healy? Couldn't you say that? Because sleep is one of the approved reasons, right? Sleep, fibromyalgia, pain.
I don't see a reason for that at all. What I need clarification on from Javier is if we can actually say Healy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say something here?
Yes,
So,
please.
I don't do a lot of social media advertising, so let me just say that. But I do watch a lot of other people. And one thing they do say is, it's better to pique people's interest, because sometimes people, if you mention what you've got, then they'll go look it up. And if they see anything negative or whatever, then they just won't even do anything with it. But if you do something like what Maria said, like, hey, I had the best night's sleep, PM me or DM me, whatever they say. And if you just pique that interest, then they will call you or private messenger or whatever. That's what some people say, but you just can't, you got to be very careful. And that we do have a chart, and maybe you might have it, Maria, of terms that you can say that are compliant, like instead of saying one thing like a diagnosis, you can use another word for it. We could get that to everyone as well, but you don't want to. And then sometimes they say if you are talking about it, to not mention Healy at the same time. I think we really do probably need a social training class on this. But anyway, I just wanted to say that about piquing the interest.
I also want to say, and not that this is okay, but there's about 1 million social media pages mentioning Healy. So I just want to mention that point. Like, I'm not saying that's okay, but I'm just saying,
yes,
there's lots.
Yes, there is.
So it's like, I thought we could mention it. I thought the name of the page couldn't be Healy, and I thought we couldn't put testimonies on there that weren't the approved medical conditions.
Hey, Gwen.
Yeah,
I just got a notice from Javier when I asked him about that newsletter, and he said that we need to make sure, and I put it in the chat just now, that we need to make sure that we reference pain exactly how it's listed on our FDA disclaimer. So there's a lot of good things like arthritis and muscle pain. And he also said we need to stay away from referencing any conditions not listed in the disclaimer unless it has to do with energy, guys, focus, mood, well-being, and weight management. We can mention all those.
awesome. Thank you, Cindy.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And
If
also,
you do want to say something personal about yourself and you're giving your own testimonial, what I have up on the screen right now, hopefully everybody can see that, is, that if you're struggling with diabetes, that you just say blood sugar issues. I'm struggling with blood sugar issues, and this is what happens. And this is what has happened to me. Some of these would be really good substitutes for the actual disease state.
Great. Another thing, you know, is anything that's on the website that they talk about Healy is that's fair game. That's, you can use that. So that's one good thing.
Okay, I want to go then.
Can
Go
I
ahead.
say one more thing? This is
Yeah.
Julie. I just wanted you to know, everybody to know, that I have a website for my business before I ever got into Healy. And I sent something into Javier on Friday, and I showed him what I wanted to do on my website. And it was less than 24 hours later, he wrote back and approved what I had put on my website. So if you have any questions about what you want to do, I would just send in an email to compliance. What's that address, Vanessa? Compliance dot something at healyworld.net. I think it's compliance.us. Anyway, he got right back to me, and I have used Healy on my website under microcurrent sessions. But I do energy work and life coaching, and I have a whole website. So this was just added to my website as another way of working with me. But so I would just contact him because he's awesome. He's awesome.
Whoever, thank you, Julie. Whoever has the compliance, account, you should put it on the chat. You know the exact how to send Javier. I want to keep going with the questions that are on the, because we're going to about things too long, run out of timing. So one question, Maria, what everybody what product you got? You know, the product, it only matters the fast start, but it doesn't affect your payment.
I'm getting a lot of reverb and I didn't catch hardly any of that. Can you just say that again?
Yeah, maybe if
some people need to mute.
Yeah, we've got a lot of feedback.
Please mute. Okay, so if someone buys a holistic health and someone buys a resonance, not counting the fast start bonus, do they get the same commissions? Is the commissions affected by the device you buy? I don't think so.
The commission is based on what you purchase.
No,
Or what,
I don't mean
someone purchases.
that person's commission. So if I bought a holistic health and you bought a resonance and we go out and sign up a bunch of people and they buy products, our commissions are not affected by the device we bought, right?
No, and actually that's a great point, because that was how the commission or how the compensation plan was in the very beginning. So, and then our FDA, RS, everyone here, our authorities said that that was a pay for play. In other countries, it is, if you buy a resonance, then you get 40% on everything that people buy. If you purchase a gold, you get 30% on everything. So that entices people to buy the higher level Healy. Well, in our country, in the USA, that is called pay for play. That means that they're enticing people to buy something bigger for a higher commission stake. And so they had to rework our compensation plan to make it so that it's not about what we purchase when we come in, it's about what our customer purchases. And so that is, if you look on the screen right now, that is where they came up with these commission points based on the Healy device that's purchased. Does that make sense?
Okay, the next question, I do want to clarify this because she says, how long do you have to put people on the leg before they're fixed on a leg? So once you put someone on a leg, you cannot move them. So
that is correct.
Move them. So you need to make sure there's no moving people around. Once they're placed, they're placed. And I want to say something because this goes to my theory, and I just want to bring up, it might be a little debate, but okay, so Maria was talking about, you know, you got this hot person who knows a lot of people, they're very connected, and putting them on the team leg. And I'm just going to say that kind of didn't work for me because my legs are so skewed right now. I don't know if I'll ever catch up on my left leg. So I think that it depends. Like if you have, like I have some people on my team that have already brought in 20 to 100 people, like several people that are awesome. And if they're on my left leg, which one of them is, and she brought in over 100 people, then But if there's 3 or 4 like that, then your weak leg, your not hot people leg, or what your not team leg is
Right.
going to be forever messed up. Like in my case, so I have 60,000 point discrepancy between the right and the left, which I guess isn't as bad as it could be, but there's a lot more activity on that team leg of putting the top people on that leg. So Maria,
Absolutely.
the team leg is getting points automatically. Is that how you feel, to put the go-getter on that same leg?
Yes, because, and Gwen, yours is a little different because you signed up, I think, 100 people in a month. So you had to just place. And so how did you know who was going to do what? So in your case, I understand that discrepancy. So the idea, and we'll get into this more in part 2, the idea behind putting somebody on the team leg that you don't have to handhold too much is that so you can really focus on your personal leg, which becomes the team leg for those people. And so here you were, and other people have done the same thing where they've got 10 people that all signed up because they had a little Healy showing. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to put these people because I want to make sure my legs are even. But you know what, when you have that many people signing up at once, you really don't know. It's the people that bring in the onesies, twosies, probably that are going to have an easier time of calculating where to put people so that one leg doesn't just go off running and you're trying to catch up. Your instance was a little bit different in that, and I know there's been other people who have brought in a lot of people in a short period of time, that you really don't know what every person's going to do because everybody responds to Healy a little bit different.
And I think that's a good point. So whatever we're saying today, you may have to reevaluate your own theory like in a month or 2. Because if one leg is super heavy with points and the other leg is a slacker leg, then you're going to have to put people on that leg and maybe go outside of what your plan is to maximize the point bonus, because remember, you're getting paid on the weaker leg. Like, so one of my legs right now is 0 because it just reset at the first, and the other leg is 60 something thousand. So I have a lot to do on that left leg. Now for me, my left leg is the one that I need to work on. I also wanted to mention, you didn't mention it, Maria, but can we say something that Tammy said Friday night that we had said we were going to mention about just making a hard copy list of your team?
Oh, yeah, like on a whiteboard or something, and just knowing. I think it's important that you know where to tell people you're putting them, whether you're just making notes in your back office, on a Word document, or you're doing a whiteboard like Tammy does for a visual. I do think the visual is helpful because you can actually pray for those people. You can send energy. Again, we're talking about an energy device. So we know that the information field, the quantum field, is active all the time with our our own energetic and emotional output. So if we have that information in front of us and we can be focusing and sending good energy, guess what that's doing for our team? It's an enlivening everything. So it is really important that you just keep track of where you're putting people. Where have you put your personally sponsored people, so that when they call you and say, hey, am I on your right or your left leg, you have a place that you can go look right away and you know exactly where they're at. In the beginning, you can just print off, your back office, your binary genealogy. You can just print that whole page and you kind of know where people are. But, when you get to a place where you've got, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 people, are you going to know? No. So it's important that you do keep track for your own personally sponsored people where they are at in your dual leg or binary system.
Okay, that's good. That answers the question. Also, when she's saying on it, you can use it, just do it that you have the people on the same side of other friends, people that network together, family members. So if I knew someone that was, I didn't sign up Julie Parker directly, but let's say Julie was under me and she's a big networker in Houston, and then someone in one of her networks contacts me, then I'd want to, they would go under Julie probably, but let's say they contact me direct because we both know the same person. I'd put that person on the same leg as Julie. So you have, family members on the same side, or you have networking people that all know each other on the same side. So that way they're all kind of getting benefit from each other's placements, right?
Right, exactly. And you may have to just kind of go, oh, I'd love to put somebody over there, but this person knows this person and I want them to be able to work together. So I'm going to forego putting those points on my weaker leg for the sake of friendship, which is to me is much more important than the points on that other leg.
Okay, and then a person saying, when placing partners, do we look at our points in regard to the overall my organization? That's where I look. So it's on my organization. When you first log in, it's the first thing that shows up is your right and left leg points and what level you are, whether you're team leader, senior team leader, manager, all that stuff.
Right.
So the next question is, my question is, do you receive direct bonus on upgrades? Not, does it go to my leg? So I think she's clarifying my question, but Daylight, can you just unmute yourself and ask the question? Because I'm not really sure what you're asking.
My question is, if somebody upgrades, do you get a direct bonus on that upgrade for a PC value, a direct bonus? Not that it goes to your leg, it will go to your leg, but as though you sold them the device.
Our understanding is that the PV, at least what we were trying to get information, is that for upgrades, the PV, the points go to your leg, but you don't receive an actual direct commission.
Okay, that was my question.
But I'm not positive on that. We will definitely clarify. That's the information we have so far.
Okay, perfect. You understand my question, and that's great. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, the next question is, someone signed up a person twice and they're in the same leg, their fault. How do I get the first one deleted? My understanding is you can't delete them, but there will be the one that's not valid, like the one with the incorrect username or email or whatever, will just fall off with compression. Do you want to explain that, Maria? What compression means?
Yeah, so as long as you don't have any purchases under that account, if that happened in the very beginning with the email stuff and people were signing up twice thinking it didn't go through the first time. And so there are a couple of different spots, even in my organization, I have a couple of dual spots. After the first year, well, first off, you want them to pick which business center do they want to use, and you make sure that they do everything under that business center, and that no business goes on the other business center, the one that got placed but is the one that they want to delete. Make sure that no business comes from that specific back office into the shop to purchase anything. Make sure that doesn't happen. And then what you can do, if it's already placed, you can put in a customer service ticket for that to have them remove it. But after a year, when the $49.90 comes around and they don't pay off that business center, guess what? It just gets deleted and everything gets compressed up.
Okay, that's good. That answers the question. Okay, someone asked, is there a monthly charge? Only on the subscriptions. So if you get the digital nutrition app or the advisor app, there is a monthly charge, but not on the Healy devices and not on the watch purchase itself.
Correct.
Okay, and then Chris is saying that there's a video series that addresses social media. She'll find it and put it on ATP 123. So thanks, Chris. Vanessa responded that the website for compliance, it's on the chat if you guys want to write it down. It's compliance.us at healyworld.net. That would go to Javier. If you have something that you want to advertise, we're almost done with questions, and then I'm going to show you one quick thing and we're going to wrap up. So Joanne says, I have to sign them up. Someone can't sign up on their own with my website. Maria, I have been signing up people when they're under me directly. I've been doing that from the beginning, and I know there were some glitchy things. Is the link working or someone can register themselves under another person?
I've not had any issues with the links failing. They seem to all be working.
Okay. So how can I tell who's on my right and left leg? These names are not on my binary tree. You have to scroll down. So do you want to show people how you have to click the bottom name to get it to keep expanding?
Yep, I was just there and then we weren't quite to the question yet. So here is Sherry, and then if you click on the name, so I can click here, it's not going to click anything, but if I click right here where the glove comes, it'll auto expand down to more. So here's Travis at the top now, and then here's Rodell. Let's see if there's anybody below Rodell.
You can also use the search function to find people.
Yeah, so you can just keep doing that. And then if you come back up here to reset, it'll go right back up to Shireen's top. That makes sense? So it only gives you those 4 placements, but if you click on that bottom one, it'll then put that person at the top, okay? And then you just keep doing that. So you can also use this arrow to go back up 1, but resetting.
Maria,
Hopefully
while
that answers your question.
yeah, while you're there, can you also show where to look at the points on my organization, because I wasn't clear enough? Can you show where to be clear on what the right and left bonus points are under my organization? It's on the main screen.
Yep. So here they are. This person has 0 points on their left leg and 1,738 on their right. This person has 9 members on their right. This is a perfect example. This person hasn't even started building their personal leg yet. This is their team leg. Now they've signed up a couple of people, but they went on their team leg and they haven't put anybody on their personal leg yet. So the commissionable sales that this person got, she got paid out of these points, but she didn't get paid a dual leg bonus because she doesn't have anything here to get paid on. Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay, and Mary asked the same question twice about on the right or left leg. I know that I've been on the phone with Doug before where you can also use the search bar and put the person's name to try to find them. That seemed to work sometimes. If
Yeah,
like
sometimes it does. Like if
down, so with Maria's, when it gets bigger and bigger, it is
Yeah.
like crazy. And that's why we were saying write it down on a piece of paper. If you put people on the right or left leg, just write left leg on a piece of paper, right leg on a piece of paper on your direct placements, because you can't control what happens under you. You can only control direct placement. So if you write it down, then it is less cumbersome than trying to go back. I mean, it's kind of an afterthought. I didn't know to do that to the
So
people that I signed up.
And if you look at the screen right now, Rodell is not on this screen, but if I type in Rodell, then it shows it right there. I can click him and then click search, and it'll take me right to his team where he's at.
Yeah, don't forget the search function. And there's little I too on some of them where you can look up information, what rank
So
they
right
are.
here,
You can find out lots of stuff in the back office if you play around.
yeah, so look at here, just on that, the eye that Gwen was just talking about, it's this little eye. And if I just click over that or hover over it, it shows over on the right-hand side that Shireen bought a Holistic Health Plus. She is placed and sponsored by E. Brady 66. And then here is Henrietta, and it shows, if I click on it, it shows what she bought. She bought a Holistic Health. She was sponsored by Shireen, and she's placed there as well. Here is Sharon. I click on her. And again, so it shows everything she purchased and where she's at. So lots of, like Gwen just said, lots of great things. You can also take the grid off so that it's just white. You can change the images if you don't want the boxes, but it'll still only show 4 levels. It would be really nice if they came out with a way to expand it. I'm hoping that they'll do that, but we'll see.
Okay, one last question, then I'm going to show you guys something cool we're doing for the workshop. Okay, so Pat, you have yourself, Pat, you have private about the actual direct. Can you ask a question?
Yeah, hi, and Gwen. Yeah, I have a question. I have 2 questions on the direct bonus and matching bonus. Just now you mentioned that for matching bonus, if my team member, sponsored member, earns $1,000 in that month, I would have gotten 10% if I were a builder or a team leader, right? 10% means that I will get $1,000. Sorry,
you would get 10%.
10% means if my team member earns $1,000, I would get $100 based on matching bonus if I was a builder or a team leader, right?
That if you were a builder or a team leader, and that check would not come from her direct commission, that would only come from the monthly dual leg commission check that she earned then. So
yeah, if a monthly check for that month is $1,000, does it mean I would get $100?
if you're a builder or a team leader, well, if you're any level, yes, on her, if she's your front line, you would get 10% of what she earns. So yes, in that instance, it would be $100.
Yeah, but in my actual case, okay, my member, a builder, she earns $700 for July, but I should get $70, right? But instead, I only got $7.
She earned $750, and was that in her dual leg bonus?
In her monthly pay, monthly income, she gets $700.
And so that, I wonder if there was some fast start bonuses in there. It would be nice to go into her back office and find out what her actual dual leg amount was.
Because I think she's talking about direct commission and not dual leg bonus.
Or she might have gotten paid, because remember, we get paid in that monthly. You can also have your fast start included in there. So there might be some other elements in there that are included in her paycheck that wouldn't be included in your 10%.
Okay, so you mean that the 10% is based on her dual bonus, not on her overall income?
Right. No, it's only on what the point value that she got paid on after her direct commissions got taken out, not including fast start bonuses or anything else.
Oh, it's just based on the dual bonus thing. Okay, and then for dual bonus, after deducting the direct bonus of our own purchases and also our downline, after deducting the direct bonus, that is the one that goes into the lake, right?
Yes,
That
all
means-
of the extra after you get paid that commission, then all of those points. So if you look on the screen right here, after you get paid this commission and it comes out, then these are the points that are added back into the leg to get paid 15% on.
Yeah, okay. And after deducting the weaker leg for the month, the balance goes to the next month. But I noticed that for my case, if I were to deduct it, the balance is lower than after deducting the weaker leg. Say, for example, my weaker leg is 2,000 and my stronger leg is 10,000. So 8,000 should automatically go to the next month. But I noticed that the next month, instead of 8,000 going to the next month, it is like 5,000.
Okay, we might have to, and I know that some of the points in the back office have still been a little squirrely. We may have to look at yours specifically outside of a call so that we can get the screens and look at the numbers specifically. I don't think that's something that we can answer on a call like this.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up with this really cool thing that I set up today. Maria and I have been working hard on the Healy Natural Health Practitioner Workshop. Looks like we're going to have about 100 pages of documents to share, which is a ton of information. Some of it's just information and reference. A lot of we'll go over it during the event. If you want information on the workshop and you're not on my email list, I put my email in the chat earlier. It's gwen@gfia.net. It's the last weekend of August. But what I did, I set up a group, and it's the Healing Natural Health Practitioner Workshop participants. And I put in the foundation day, which is the day I sent out the email making it official. The founding place, I put Katy, Texas, my email, my phone number, the address, because that's where it initiated from, even though it's been back and forth with Maria, who's in Colorado. And then I took a picture of the email that had all the criteria. And I did something really cool today. I'm going to see if I can get back to it right here. I sent, and this is something we can maybe cover on an advance call. I did show people this on a call about 4 or 5 weeks ago that I did, but you can edit the screen. And Maria and I have been playing with something called Gregory. Well, I've been using Gregory Grabavoy information for a very long time, at least since 2010. Maria's been using it as well. We've both been using it recently for abundance and money and prosperity. So when you sign up for the workshop, you're automatically included in this group. And what was interesting is when I ran the group for the practitioner group, the top remedy was this one, which I put the present state. 50 people have signed up. I made this is custom. So the present state description, we're happy and grateful. the desired state. Now this came up from the scan, and then I added to it. It says general and complete healing of the mother relationship issues, money, home, job, and confidence by enhancing the color red. Relationship issues with mom, money, home, job, and confidence. Now that showed up on the scan. I added to it prosperous and successful. And then you see all those number strings, the number strings of, these are Gregory Grabavoy numbers. And if you don't know who he is, there's books on Amazon, there's YouTube videos. I'm not gonna try to get into his theory stuff right now, but I do wanna read, I created a document which I was working from. And so the numbers include like attracting prosperity. So they mean like the first one, 714273218893 is for attracting abundance. The next one's for removing blocks. The next one is for attracting and receiving unexpected money fast. The next one is for massive success in your business and attracting ideal clients. The next one is immediate flow of money. The next one is unexpected money and immediate solutions. The next one is materialization of unexpected money immediately. I have some pretty crazy stories on this one that I've been using for about 3 months, including my Healy story. The next one is business success, and then money in the bank, and then constant flow of money, and then winning 100% of the time, prosperity, and nothing is impossible. So each number string is something that the universe kind of knows as Gregory Grabavoy numbers. And anyway, that's what I can tell you about that without going into a long thing. And then
You haven't taken a screenshot of this. You should save those numbers because they're all about prosperity and advancement of just energetic flow monetarily.
And if you go to YouTube and put in Gregory Grabavoy and then put in money and success, there's videos on all these numbers. So I just did a little research is all I did. And I set up.
You say that name so fast, we can't even understand it.
I can't understand
Gregory,
his last name.
I'll put it in the chat, but Gregory is Grigori. Actually, let me just do something. I'll come out of this and go to my Safari and just show you. And then I put a successful event with 240 people because that's our limit. If I go to, well, let me actually go to YouTube. If I go to YouTube, wait, if I can figure out how to do that. And I'll show you how to spell his name. Grigori. And then this is exactly what I typed in, Gregory Grabavoy, money and success. You'll see lots of information about him and the videos. I'm just saying his name.
Just don't move it.
Like Russian or Ukrainian, but that's how you can find out more about him. There's lots of books in English on Amazon that you can buy about him, but I'm just doing this little extra special thing. We're going to be doing some little extra special things for those of you that sign up, and I'm going to be broadcasting the numbers to the group every day. So I have to log in and do it. It only took me about 15 minutes to set this up. So I'm super excited, but we're going to be doing little things, like little things that we know how to do. And this might be stuff we can cover on an advanced call, because this is something that as you get to know, right now people are getting their Heelys and figuring out how to turn them on and load the app. I can't get into this kind of stuff now because we'll lose you. Like, it's too much to go into right this second. And it's going to be an awesome workshop. We're going to try to teach you everything we know at a basic level on everything, including handouts you can use with clients, things you can do for self-assessment, lots of reference documents, lots of just learning new things. How does homeopathy work? How to dowse and muscle test, how to decide which remedies to use. Homeopathy kind of is its own animal. Blood type theory stuff, nutrition 101, using the work sets like the I Ching and the flower essences and things like that that are in the Analyze in the Resonance version. So we're excited. We're working hard on it. For those of you that don't know, to put together a 2.5-day seminar, it takes about 40 hours of work on our part that we have to like spend our not working time just pulling it all together. So it's very time intensive to put a weekend event together, even if it's online.
But we're so
Yeah.
excited. We can't wait.
We are excited. Does anyone want to ask a question about that? Or Maria, do you want to add anything to what I said?
Oh,
How do we sign up?
You need to send an email to me. I've sent out several emails, well, one email that tells people about the event. If you're on this call and you don't know anything about it, then just shoot me an email. Again, my email is Gwen, Gwen @gf, like Frank, ia.net. And we're not,
Okay.
Maria and I are just trying to give you the information we have as natural health practitioners, but we're going to send everybody back to, your team that you're on with Healy. We're doing this just for educational purposes.
Oh, I want to be part of it.
Okay, well, send me an
Anyway.
email.
I'm
there's gonna
going
be a
to.
lot.
I got it all written down. I want to be there.
Well, and just so you know, there's going to be a lot of information that we use in our daily practice that maybe isn't just known to, to everybody out there, that the layman may not know, just charts that we have and access to information that we've had for years because of different seminars that we've gone to, that we're going to make available to everybody, because we want to share information so that when you're doing your Healy practice, you have a really good resource and backing to be able to help your client the best way possible.
This is awesome. And thank you so much for being willing to share this. I mean, this is phenomenal. I feel totally blessed. I'm overwhelmed, really. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, it's awesome to have people with your experience being able to teach people like us who know nothing or just getting into this, but believe in it.
Well, that's exactly why we wanted to do it, because we get a ton of questions about stuff to us that's like really basic with health. And we understand there's a lot of regular people out there that don't do this for a living, that want that. You guys are eager for information. And it feels like we've done calls that are 2 and 3 hours long and we get done and we know that we could have kept going. And if we did two calls a week, we feel like that's not even enough to cover everything. So we just had to designate a weekend and really jump into it, because it's just a lot to learn. And it's hard when you're doing 1 hour a week to get through 20 hours of information. We would be at Christmas if we did it at the current rate without really everybody focusing on a specific weekend.
But you know what? Y'all are going to be blessed because of your pouring out to people. It can't do anything but be blessed.
Right. We just want to bless everybody. And
it's amazing.
I know that Gwen had made a comment. She said, I just made what did you say? You had a 40-page as part of the handouts that will come with the seminar. She had included already 40 pages, and that doesn't include
I have 76.
76 pages. So you guys are going to get some amazing things. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up, so don't wait till the last second. I know a lot of people wait till the last second, and if you can't be available for the whole weekend, you can get the recording. So if you can only be available for part of it or half of it or whatever, you can get the recording after the fact. So please don't wait till the last second to sign up, because when it's full, and I don't know that I will extend my GoToWebinar for a year to accommodate 10 more people. So please don't wait until the last second.
One of the other things that you guys will be getting when you sign up is a download to a muscle testing DVD that my husband and I put together that explains the physics behind muscle testing, how to muscle test, why you'd want to muscle test. It'd be an amazing adjunct with the Healy, because there's so many times where someone doesn't have a resonance and they're going off of just symptoms and programs that sound good. So that's another thing that we're offering as just a bonus for signing up, is you'll get a download of that DVD. It'll come in an MP4. Yeah.
Yay.
One yay from the crowd.
I know. Lots of yay.
We're going to say woohoo. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you.
Oh, I thought I was on mute. I'm sorry.
Yay. Okay, so for the sake of time, why don't we end with everybody saying yay, and then we'll send out the recording. And tomorrow night, I'm doing a Zoom call at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's going to be an introduction. It's going to be showing my screen. showing the Pink app, the Analyze app, and all the watch apps. And it's going to be pretty much like I've been doing every week for the last few weeks, but it's going to be different questions. You can invite other people to the call and introduce, and then I just send them back to whoever invited them to the call. So I'll be sending out both recordings on probably Wednesday of this call tonight and the call tomorrow. Okay, so can we, everybody, do you have any last words, Maria or Vanessa or Chris or anybody?
We're all good.
Just thank you
Okay,
very much.
let's all say yay and end on yay.
On the count of
Have a good
3.
night.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you.
I like
Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you,
ever.
thank you.
Bye.
Bless you. I'm sending my email now, Gwen.
All right,
Thanks,
bye, you
Brenda.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.